Almighty Father, we give thanks for the many blessings we receive from you, especially for the precious gift and privilege to lead your people. As we gather for today's session, we beseech you to bestow upon us your strength, vision, and wisdom. May we be governed by noble principles and be ruled by your holy teachings as we perform our duties and obligations as legislators of this nation. Enable us to serve with sincerity and the purest of intentions. Let love, peace, and compassion reign in our hearts so that we may always be mindful of your will and the needs of all. Our gracious God, help us become deserving of the power that was entrusted to us by our fellow men. Mold us to become vanguards of integrity, of honesty, of fairness, of discipline, and of courage, of morality, and of service to others. All these we seek in your name. Amen.
Amen. The Pedro P. Cruz Elementary School Children's Choir will lead us in the singing of the Philippine National Anthem, and the group will also render a song entitled Tayo'y Mga Pinoy.
Sa
Salamat sa inyo. Thank you. Secretary, please call the roll. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
The Honorable Senators Angara, Aquino, Binay, De Lima, Drilon, Ejercito, Escudero, Gatchalian, Gordon, Honasan, Antiveros, Lacson, Ligarda, Pacquiao, Pangilinan po, Recto, Soto, Trillanes, Villanueva, Villar, Soberi, Senate President Pimentel.
With 20 senators present, the chair declares the presence of a quorum. Majority Leader.
Mr. President, I move that we dispense with the reading of the journal of the 45th session, Wednesday, January 17, 2018, and consider the same as approved.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
Mr. President, we'd like to greet and welcome some guests of the Senate today. First, we'd like to welcome my fraternal brother, Governor Pax Magundadado of Sultan Kudarat. Also, His Excellency Ambassador Franz Jessen of European Union Delegation, guests of the Committee on Foreign Relations. We have Mr. Reyes Lentz, Charles d'Affaires of EU Delegation, Dr. Andre Bull, the Economic and Commercial Counselor, German Embassy, and the officials of the Foreign Affairs, ASEC Aquino, Executive Director Reynante, Director Banyares, Director Cabrera, Principal Assistant Faith Tan, and Mr. Amonoy, and officials of the Social Security System. But, Mr. President, we hope to take up a resolution later to acknowledge, and would like to acknowledge now, some of the Marawi heroes who have joined us today. They are members of the Philippine Army 3rd Scout Ranger, the group that finally neutralized the Mauti ISIS group in Marawi. We have with us the entire group, almost the entire group. Captain Jomel Ray Pareño, Captain Aris Guerrero, First Lieutenant Reynard Brian Go, Second Lieutenant George Michael Rito, SSG Noel Bantilan, Sergeant Bongcaras Jr., Corporal Lloreto Mahasol, Corporal Victor Michael Jogalis, Corporal Neil John Bulog, Private First Class Richard Mabalod, Private First Class Romel Bundal, Private First Class Roel Roble, Private First Class Melvin Laquin, Private First Class Robert Daihod, and Sergeant Alberto Sariñas. We'd like to welcome them to the Senate, Mr. President.
Welcome to all of our guests and to our Marawi heroes. Welcome.
Mr. President, I move that we take up the reference of business at a later time because there is to avail of the presence of the members of the Senate, we'd like to take up 3 third reading resolutions and a resolution on the Marawi issue, Mr. President.
If there is no objection, therefore we will proceed as outlined by the Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the consideration for third reading of PS Resolution 570 under Committee Report 193.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
May we request the Secretary to read the title of the measure?
Resolution concurring in the ratification of the Framework Agreement of Partnership and Cooperation between the European Union and its member states of the one part and the Republic of the Philippines on the other part.
Mr. President, the printed copies of the measure were distributed last January 18, 2018, thereby complying with the 3-day rule. I therefore move to vote on third and final reading proposed Senate Resolution 570, resolution concurring in the ratification of the Framework Agreement on Partnership and Cooperation between the European Union and its member states of the one part and the Republic of the Philippines on the other part, through a roll call vote, Mr. President.
The motion is for us to vote now on Senate Resolution number 570, which concurs in a framework agreement on partnership and cooperation between the Philippines and the EU. Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved, and the Secretary will conduct the roll call vote.
The Honorable Senators Angara, Aquino, Binay, De Lima, Drilon, Ejercito, Escudero, Gatchalian, Gordon, Onasan, Ontiveros, Lacson, Ligarda, Pacquiao, Pangilinan, Po, Recto, Soto, Trillanes, Villanueva, Villar, Subiri, Senate President Pimentel.
With 20 affirmative votes, no negative votes, Senate Resolution number 570 is approved on third reading.
Mr. President, I move for the consideration for third reading of PS Resolution 571 under Committee Report 194.
Any objection? Hearing none, the said measure is now under consideration.
I request Secretary to read the title of the measure.
Secretary, please.
Resolution concurring in the ratification of the agreement between the Republic of the Philippines and the Federal Republic of Germany on social security.
Mr. President, printed copies of the measure were distributed last January 18, 2018. Therefore, thereby complying with the three-day rule. I therefore move to vote on third and final reading proposed Senate Resolution 571 through a roll call vote.
Any objection? Hearing none, approved. Secretary, please conduct the roll call vote.
The Honorable Senators Angara, Aquino, Binay, De Lima, Drilon, Ejercito, Escudero, Gatchalian, Gordon, Hunasan, Ontiveros, Lacson, Ligarda, Pacquiao, Pangilinan, Po, Recto, Soto, Trillanes, Villanueva, Villar, Subiri, Senate President Pimentel.
With 20 affirmative votes, no negative vote, Senate Resolution number 571 is approved on third reading.
Mr. President, I move for the consideration on third reading PS Resolution 572 under Committee Report 195.
Any objection? Hearing none, approved.
Mr. President, printed copies of the measure were distributed last January 18, 2018, thereby complying with the three-day rule. I therefore move to vote on third and final reading proposed Senate Resolution 572 through a roll call vote.
Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved, and the Secretary will conduct the roll call vote.
The Honorable Senators Angara, Aquino, Binay, De Lima, Drilon, Ejercito, Escudero, Gatchalian, Gordon, Honasan, Ontiveros, Lacson, Ligarda, Pacquiao, Pangilinan, Po, Recto, Soto, Trillanes, Villanueva, Villar, Soberi, Senate President Pimentel.
With 20 affirmative votes, 0 negative votes, Senate Resolution number 572 is approved on third reading. Majority
Mr.
Leader.
President, with the permission of the body, I move to transfer from the calendar for ordinary business to the calendar for special orders. PS Resolution 401, taking into consideration PS Resolution 411, 416, 418, 536, and 540.
Any objection? Hearing none, approved.
May we ask Secretary to read the title of the measure?
Secretary, please do so.
Resolution commending the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the Philippine National Police for their bravery and heroism in the fight against the Mauti Abu Sayyaf terrorist group and for their valiant efforts and sacrifices in trying to reclaim this Islamic city of Marawi from the clutches of said terrorist group.
Mr. President, may I be recognized to sponsor the measures, Mr. President?
The Majority Leader is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President, my dear colleagues. The armed forces of the Philippines, being the military forces of our country, are tasked to defend the Philippine territory and its people from any belligerent attacks and threats from within or outside our territory. As regards the Philippine National Police, it is mandated to enforce the law, prevent and control crimes, maintain peace and order, and ensure public safety and internal security. As such, members of both the AFP and the PNP are expected to exude courage, bravery, leadership, commitment to duty, and professionalism at all times. However, these expectations that we have of them will not diminish the fact that their membership to the AFP and PNP alone is highly commendable because of the fact that they are willing to risk their precious lives for our country and its people. The AFP and the PNP's commitment to service and duty was clearly shown and proven during the imposition of martial law in Mindanao, despite the deficiency in intelligence, surveillance, ammunition, and the needed armament. They were able to free Marawi from terrorists. Each of us has our own personal battles to fight every day. But these courageous men would always put aside their personal aspirations for the safety and security of the Filipino people. They are the very person who stays true to the saying, "Bayan muna, bago sarili." What could be more selfless than that? And so, Mr. President, my dear colleagues, we would like to reiterate our recognition and congratulations to our heroes in the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the Philippine National Police, not to mention the fallen soldiers who died during the Marawi siege, which lasted for 4 months. I therefore seek your support and approval for PS Resolution 401, taking into consideration Resolutions 411, 416, 418, 536, and 540. Mr. President, may we now recognize here Senator Risa Ontiveros, who is the principal author of PS Resolution 401.
Senator Ontiveros is recognized.
Salamat po, Mr. President. Nang aking inihain ang resolusyong ito nung nakaraang taon, ito'y batay sa aking paniniwala at tiwala sa kakayahan ng ating magigiting na sundalo at kapulisan na sugpuin ang banta ng terorismo sa Marawi. May martial law man o wala, buo ang aking pananalig sa kanilang tapang, galing at determinasyon. At ito'y kanilang pinatotohanan ng kanilang tinalo ang mga teroristang Maute. Dahil dito, nais ng munting resolusyong ito na bigyan ng pagpupugay ang ating mga matatapang na kawal sa ilalim ng Armed Forces of the Philippines at kapulisan sa ilalim ng Philippine National Police sa kanilang matagumpay na pagsugpo ng mga pangunahing leader ng teroristang Maute Group. I thank the Majority Leader for his sponsorship of my resolution. As we begin the challenging task of rebuilding Marawi and the lives of all those affected by this conflict, let us remember and honor the brave men and women of our uniformed services who have offered their lives and are continuously fulfilling their duty to protect the lives of our people from the Maute Group's acts of terror. They risked and even sacrificed their lives for our safety. And we in the Senate, including my colleague in the minority, Senator Laila de Lima, all authors of these resolutions, we all believe, Mr. President, they of the Armed Forces and National Police deserve our utmost support and praise. Salamat po, Mr. President.
Mr. President, Senator Sani Angara wishes to insert into the records his co-sponsorship speech for PS Resolution 401, which we are taking into consideration Senate Resolution 411, introduced by Senator De Lima, Senate Resolution 416, introduced by Senator J.B. Ejercito, Senate Resolution 418, introduced by the Senate President, Senator Aquilino Pimentel III, and Senate Resolution 536, introduced by Senator J.B. Ejercito, and Senate Resolution 540, introduced by Senator Juan Miguel Zubiri, who wishes to be recognized. But before that, may I put into the records that Senator Joel Villanueva and J.B. Ejercito be made co-authors also, Mr. President. May we now recognize Senator Juan Miguel Zubiri.
Senator Gordon also.
Yes, and please, Senator Richard Gordon.
Let the co-authorship of the three mentioned senators be recorded and be made of record. Senator Subir is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Senate President. Thank you to the Majority Floor Leader. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the Senate, today we're congratulating the valiant uniformed men and women of the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the Philippine National Police for exhibiting gallantry, bravery, and heroism as they triumphantly liberated Marawi City and Lano del Sur from terrorists. It was on May 23, 2017, Mr. President, where the Maute rebel group took over Marawi City in Lano del Sur and committed acts of aggression and secession by occupying public facilities such as their medical center and other government centers, pledging allegiance to the Islamic State by raising the black flag of ISIS over the Philippine soil. And you can recall, Mr. President, that shortly thereafter I gave a privileged speech pointing out the dangerous situation we were in at that particular moment in time. I cannot forget the text message of the text message received by our majority floor leader and myself, and we even confirmed that Marawi was being under siege at the time. And we'd like to recognize these men and women who fought for the basic freedoms that we are enjoying today in this chamber, Mr. President. The men and women that are here, being members of the armed forces and the PNP, should be thanked, should be honored for their gallantry. Without them, we cannot enjoy the Constitution, the basic rights that we have, the leadership that we now that we now enjoy, because of what they had done in Marawi and in other parts of the country. Mr. President, our uniformed men and women's valor that defeated combined forces of terrorists to ransack Marawi City and held thousands of civilians hostages that slowed down our militarized counteroffensive. By the way, Mr. President, many of these civilians, almost 90% of the civilians were rescued by these valiant men and women. Without regard to their own safety, the Special Forces and Scout Rangers of the AFP, supported by the Special Action Force of the PNP, carried on their duties to our country and with attacks day in and day out for the past 5 months, eradicating close to 900 terrorists, including terrorist leaders Isilon Hapilon and Omar Maute. The Senate of the Philippines salutes every one of you men and women of the AFP and PNP and honors the valor and heroism of those who fought and preserved territorial integrity of the country and ensure the safety and security of the people, of our people, most especially the fallen soldiers. And we should recognize the fallen soldiers, men and women of the AFP and police who sacrificed their lives for the liberation of Marawi City. And to our majority floor leader, distinguished majority floor leader, I had put in my resolution all those that had fallen, the list given to me by the AFP and PNP, and I hope that we can also adopt the move to give each and every one of them a special recognition for their families, Mr. President. This is a total number of 166 men and women who sacrificed their lives to give us the basic freedom that we are enjoying today. Maraming salamat. And before I end, I would like to say, and I told them this earlier, that it was heartwarming for me to see my children, aged 9, 7, and 3, every night praying, when we do our family prayer, praying for the safe return of these soldiers. And I'm glad that they were answered prayers, because these men and women are here with us tonight. So maraming salamat sa kanila po. Pugay, at I salute all of them. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President, I move to adopt the following resolutions: 401, 411, 416, 418, 536, and 540, subject to style.
Any objection? Hearing none, the said resolutions are hereby adopted.
Thank you, Mr. President. May we also make the other senators here present be made co-sponsors of the measure, Mr. President.
If there is no objection, then all senators present are made co-authors.
Thank you. Mr. President, may we have a 1-minute suspension so that we can allow our colleagues to congratulate the heroes within the
Session is
office.
suspended. Pero wala tayong maabot, no? Wala pa tayong maabot. Ito, Sen. Ito. Ang ginawa ni Migs, tinignan ko yung kanya, 166 names yung mamatay. Ano yung unit nila? Regiment na tawag. Ano tawag sa unit? Halika. Mix. Si Mix. Mix. Halika. Lisa. Senator Frank. Senator Frank. Join us.
Yun na nga question.
Hindi, maganda yung Hindi, ito na lang daw eh. Now? Now? Sandali. Yung... Feeding.
We are ready to resume, Mr. President.
Session is resumed.
Mr. President, may we recognize Senator Juan Miguel Zubiri for a manifestation.
Yes. Thank you to the Majority Floor Leader.
Senator Subiri is recognized.
Yes, thank you to the Senate President. Just an information to our colleagues, tomorrow we will have a very important hearing on the Bangsamoro Basic Law. I believe that we should all participate in this. I believe this is the long-lasting solution we need to end extremism. Siguro kung gusto po natin bigyan ng regalo ang ating mga sundalo, ang regalong kapayapaan ang pinakamaganda, Mr. President, para makauwi sila sa kanilang mga pamilya sa Visayas, Luzon at Mindanao na walang no dangers to their life and their family. And so we're having the first hearing tomorrow, Your Honors, and we will have a second hearing at Cotabato City on Thursday and in Marawi on Friday. And on Feb 8, we will be going to the Basulta area, which is the Sulu, Tawi-Tawi, and Basilan, together with Zamboanga City. Hopefully, with all these hearings, I can prepare the committee report for our colleagues to discuss and debate on, as well as improve by the third week of February, Mr. President. So I will try my best, and with the assistance of our Minority Floor Leader, who is very supportive of the said measure, I'm sure we can finally make this dream come true for the Bangsamoro people. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Drilon.
Yes, Mr. President, yes, the minority group in this chamber reiterates its support for this bill so long as it is consistent with our 1987 Constitution. But I do recall that during the first hearing of this measure in the committee, we asked that the Secretariat prepare a table comparing the different provisions of the bill as originally proposed in the 16th Congress, as proposed now and now being heard by the committee, and now I understand that there will be a new bill filed. Can we reiterate this request so that for our easier understanding of the different provisions of the proposed measures so that we can facilitate the work? We are not aware that the Secretariat has prepared this tabulated comparison of the different provisions of the different versions of the Bangsamoro Basic Law.
Mr. President, I could respond to the query of the distinguished Minority Floor Leader, if I have the
Yes,
permission.
go ahead, sir.
Thank you. We had distributed it today, sir. So
Only today.
yes, only today. Unfortunately, it was only today. So it's a matrix, Your Honor, of the MOA AD, the old Bangsamoro law or the bill, and the BTC version. So hopefully we have enough time to study this tonight to discuss
Okay.
tomorrow.
My staff tells me that it was emailed to us just this afternoon. We have not
Yes,
had.
sir. My apologies, sir.
No problem. We'll try to do what we can in the limited period of time that we have. Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you
President.
very much.
Thank you. Majority Leader.
Mr. President, I move that we now proceed with the reference of business.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
Message from the House of Representatives, letter from the House of Representatives informing the Senate that on 16 January 2018, it adopted House concurrent resolution number 9 entitled Concurrent Resolution to constitute the Congress of the Philippines as a constituent assembly for the purpose of proposing amendments to or revision of the 1987 Constitution, in which it requests the concurrence of the Senate.
Referred to the Committee on Constitutional Amendments and Revision of Codes.
Bills on first reading. 1651, an act converting the Land Transportation Office Extension Office located in Muntinlupa City into a regular LTO district office and appropriating funds. Therefore, Senator Lacson.
To the Committees on Public Services and Finance.
1652, an act providing for the basic law for the Bangsamoro and abolishing the autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao, repealing for the purpose Republic Act number 9054, entitled An Act to Strengthen and Expand the Organic Act for the Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, and Republic Act number 6734, entitled An Act Providing for an Organic Act for the Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao and for other purposes. Senator Risa Hontiveros.
To the Committees on Local Government, Constitutional Amendments and Revision of Codes, Ways and Means, and Finance.
Resolution number 587, entitled Resolution Directing the Proper Senate Committees to Review, in aid of legislation, the existing protocols for disaster risk reduction and management. Senator Maria Lourdes Nancy Binay.
To the Committees on National Defense and Security and Local Government.
Committee reports. Committee report number 224, submitted jointly by the Committees on Education, Arts and Culture, Ways and Means, and Finance on Senate Bill number 1617, introduced by Senator Joel Villanueva, entitled An Act Converting the Davao Oriental State College of Science and Technology in the city of Mati and all its satellite campuses located in the province of Davao Oriental into a state university to be known as the Davao Oriental State University, integrating therewith the Governor Generoso College of Arts, Science and Technology in the municipality of Governor Generoso, province of Davao Oriental, and appropriating funds. Therefore, recommending its approval with amendment. Senator Escudero.
To the calendar for ordinary business.
Committee report number 225, submitted by the Committee on Education, Arts and Culture on House Bill number 6065, introduced by Representative Espina et al., entitled An Act Renaming the Naval State University in the municipality of Naval Province of Biliran as the Biliran Province State University, and removing the prohibition on the appointment of the university president and private sector representatives, amending for the purpose Republic Act number 9718, entitled An Act Converting the Naval Institute of Technology in the municipality of Naval, province of Biliran into a state university to be known as the Naval State University, integrating therewith the Biliran National Agricultural College in the municipality of Biliran and appropriating funds. Therefore, recommending its approval without amendment. Senator Escudero.
To the calendar for ordinary business.
Committee report number 226, submitted jointly by the Committees on Education, Arts and Culture, and Finance on House Bill number 6186, introduced by Representative Laniti et al., entitled An Act Integrating the Dr. Emilio Espinosa Senior Memorial State College of Agriculture and Technology Campus Learning Site in the municipality of Kawayan, province of Masbate, as a regular campus of the Dr. Emilio B. Espinosa Senior Memorial State College of Agriculture and Technology to be known as the Dr. Emilio B. Espinosa Senior Memorial State College of Agriculture and Technology, Kawayan Campus, and appropriating funds. Therefore, recommending its approval without amendment. Senator Escudero.
To the calendar for ordinary business.
Committee report number 227, submitted jointly by the Committees on Education, Arts and Culture, Ways and Means, and Finance on House Bill number 6202, introduced by Representative Hernandez et al., entitled An Act Establishing the South Cotabato State College in the municipality of Surala, province of South Cotabato, integrating therewith the Surala National Agricultural School located in the municipality of Surala, and appropriating funds, therefore recommending its approval with amendments taking into consideration Senate Bill number 1587, Senator Escudero.
To the calendar for ordinary business.
Committee report number 228 submitted jointly by the Committees on Education, Arts and Culture, Ways and Means, and Finance on House Bill number 6203, introduced by Representative Escudero et al., entitled An Act Converting the Sorsogon State College in the province of Sorsogon into a state university to be known as Salvador H. Escudero III State University, and appropriating funds, therefore recommending its approval and with amendments, Senator Escudero.
To the calendar for ordinary business.
Committee report number 229, submitted jointly by the Committees on Education, Arts and Culture, Ways and Means, and Finance on House Bill number 6465, introduced by Representative Ominal et al., entitled An Act Converting the Northwestern Mindanao State College of Science and Technology in the city of Tangub, province of Misamis Oriental, into a state university to be known as the University of Northwestern Mindanao, and appropriating funds, therefore recommending its approval with amendments, Senator Escudero.
Province of Misamis Occidental. Okay. To the calendar for ordinary business.
Committee report 230, submitted by the Committee on Education, Arts and Culture, and House Bill number 6523, introduced by Representative Deleucio Montalia et al., entitled An Act Renaming the Ramon Magsaysay Technological University as the President Ramon Magsaysay State University, expanding its curricular offerings and strengthening its governing board, amending for the purpose Republic Act number 8498, entitled An Act Establishing the Ramon Magsaysay Technological University out of the integration of the Ramon Magsaysay Polytechnic College in the municipality of Iba, the Western Luzon Agricultural College in the municipality of San Marcelino, and the Candelaria School of Fisheries in the municipality of Candelaria, all in the province of Zambales, and appropriating funds, therefore recommending its approval without amendment, Senator Escudero.
To the calendar for ordinary business.
Committee report number 231, prepared and submitted by the Committee on Energy on Senate Bill number 1653, with Senator Win Gatchalian as author thereof, entitled An Act Institutionalizing Reforms in the Procurement by Distribution Utilities and other distribution entities of supply for the captive market, recommending its approval in substitution of Senate Bill number 1308, Senator Win Gatchalian.
To the calendar for ordinary business.
Mr. President.
Majority Leader.
Mr. President, upon the request of Senator Gatchalian, the Chair of the Committee on Economic Affairs, and after he received and got the consent from the various authors and principal sponsor of the bills, namely Senate Bill 695, Senate Bill 1261, Senate Bill 1291, Senate Bill 1441, and Senate Bill 1594, all pertaining to amend the Public Service Act. With the consent of the body, may I move that these measures be likewise referred secondarily to the Committee on Economic Affairs. We have gone over the bills, and we concur with the measures. We concur with the fact that, yes, it falls within the committee's jurisdiction. So with that, quote, all matters relating to economic planning and programming. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection to this secondary referral? Majority.
Secondary
And there
referral.
being no objection, motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move we adjourn the session until 3 o'clock in the afternoon of Tuesday, January 23, 2018.
Any objection? There being none, session is adjourned until 3 o'clock in the afternoon of Tuesday, January 23, 2018.